Hello everybody, this is the Saints Hub with my second video, and I wanted to make my room a little more Saints-like because it's red and blue, so here's Drew. But today, we're not going to be talking about this man because we know he's our starter next year unless for some reason he leaves. We're going to talk about, as it says in the title, Teddy Bridgewater versus Taysom Hill, tail of the tape. So in tail of the tape, it's going to be like a boxing match when they weigh in with their stats, heights, yada, yada, yada. So I pulled up their stats, and we're going to go over it, and I'm going to give my personal opinion on who I'd rather have. But I'm also going to try and keep it unbiased, so I'll give my opinion at the end. So here's the pros for Teddy Bridgewater. He's got experience. He's a game manager, which can be good and can be bad. I'm going to use that for both. And he's been with this team longer, and he's actually played quarterback for this team. Teddy Bridgewater went 5-0, 67.9% completion rating, 9 touchdowns and 2 interceptions with a 99.9 passer rating, which doesn't sound bad on paper, but he also only had 153 yards a game, which is not very good. I think if you're a quarterback, you need to at least be in the 200s by bare minimum. And I get it, he's a backup. He'd probably have more plays designed for him. But when you got Michael Thomas on your team, Alvin Kamara, you need more than 153 yards a game. Now, the only thing I could say for him is that he didn't throw many interceptions, threw a decent amount of touchdowns in 5 games. 9 isn't bad, but like I said in my last video, he got bailed out a lot by the defense. There's 2 games where he had only 12 points. But hey, the defense got that chip on their shoulder, and we went 5-0. We go 5-0. We go 5-0 again. We go 5-0 again. We go 5-0 again. Eventually, we make the Super Bowl. But now, obviously, we're not going to go 16-0 and win the Super Bowl. That's just crazy talk. I'd love it, but it's not going to happen. I don't know why I just whispered. I'm still new to this. But, yeah, so Taysom this year, not much to go off of, so I'm going to go with his preseason stats. Taysom, obviously, QB record of 0-0. He didn't lose a game. He didn't, I said, sorry. I'm really bad at this. 50% completion, no touchdowns, no interceptions, and 81.9 passer rating. I believe I should have the yards down, and I think it was somewhere in I think it was 53. So there's not a whole lot of sample size for a regular season. But I think as we all know in preseason who the better quarterback was, and that was Taysom Hill. There were a lot of games where Teddy came in, looked like he didn't care, and just looked like crap. So Taysom's preseason stats, remember, he's not playing the whole game. He's playing like a half, I think. He plays a half. 443 passing yards, 67% completion, and 3 touchdowns and 1 interception. I think that's very solid for only playing a half of each game. That's 4 games, half of each. Trying to do math. That's 2 games. 2 games. So that's about 220-something yards a game, outbeating Teddy. He's also doing this with backups, and I didn't even say his rushing stats. Now, also, granted, it's preseason, so the defenses are worse. And I'm going to be honest, I don't think he's ready at all yet to be a quarterback. I think Teddy Bridgewater could be ready to be a quarterback on a team. Do I think he'd be a great one? I don't know. I'm going to be honest. With Teddy Bridgewater, you're getting Jimmy Garoppolo, a game manager that's an average guy that can win you games if you have a stout defense. Other than that, he's pretty boring. Now, he's a fun guy. Don't get me wrong. I love his presence in the locker room with the chopper style and all that jazz. But on the field, he's just... Taysom is a dual threat. Sorry, my laptop. Taysom is a dual threat quarterback that we know has a cannon. I mean, we saw in that game, he just went to Deontay Harris. Harris made a nice catch. Granted, the ball was a little underthrown, but when's the last time Taysom Hill's actually thrown a ball in a game? So, I think there's a lot of exciting... I feel like the potential for Taysom is greater, but if we're going on a risk-reward scale, the risk for Taysom is higher but the reward is there. But Teddy's just like that safety blanket. And that's kind of what you have to, it's your call as a GM. Who would you rather want, the safety blanket or the guy with a lot of potential? But I think Taysom's also, as a fan, I'd rather see him because he's just so exciting. I mean, you never know where that man's is lining up. Granted, if he's our quarterback, he won't be lining up anywhere else except quarterback. But to see him run on the field, there may be some more trick plays with, like, hell, maybe we'll see Michael Thomas throw a football. That would be dope. I want to be known as a team with swagger. I want to be like the Baltimore Ravens. I want to have guys on our sideline making funny interviews. And I think Taysom can bring that presence. I think Teddy Bridgewater could too. But I think Taysom's actually exciting to watch. I think Teddy's just a kind of, here you go, for 4 yards. Taysom's like running off with the end zone. Why do I have my shoe in my hand? I don't know. I just took it off. I'm bad at this YouTube stuff, all right? But yeah, I mean, we could get Steve Young with Taysom Hill. Or we could get, I don't know, think of some shitty mobile quarterback. Now, the only big thing I would say is age. Taysom's 29. The clock is fucking ticking for that man. So, next year he's 30. And quarterbacks can go a long time, but he's a mobile quarterback, so I don't know how long he's going to last. Teddy's a little younger. He's 27. If I'm Teddy, I'm leaving this offseason, but that's not the issue. Who's the better quarterback? Who would you rather have? And I'm just giving you the facts. Maybe I seem a little biased towards Taysom because, in my opinion, I would rather have Taysom. But I feel like there's positives to both sides. It's who you would ever want. So it's either you want the game manager safety blanket or the potential buster Steve Young. And that's kind of what you would take in this situation. I think for the Saints, I think they need that swagger. So I would pick Taysom, like I've said like 3 times now. But that's basically it. I take Taysom. But let me know your guys' thoughts below. And I think that's it. Thanks for the love and peace.